And like that's how you know he's recording, Noah.
It's
when
funny
he just fucking segues into something different.
It did start recording, but it didn't actually pick up what I said. I was just trying to start a casual. See, I don't do it to like just trick you into like saying shit when you think we're not recording. I'm literally just trying to start episodes off with casual conversation.
No, you're doing exactly what you said you weren't doing.
Yeah, no kidding.
You tricked me. You tricked me.
That's how you got me into talking about Necroparo in the very beginning of what episode? I don't remember off the top of my head.
I don't fucking know, dude. You talked about it yourself. I literally just always tried to start things off casual, and you were just like, "Oh, you didn't tell me we were recording. What the fuck?" And then I was like, "LOL." He didn't know.
Me British?
That's not British. I don't know what that was. I just wanted to do a funny voice.
Sounded very cocked.
Your mama.
It sounded very fucked.
You do not know the powers of who you tempt with. Yeah, I don't know what voice it's supposed to be. It's just funny.
Now, just say the dark side of the voice is a pathway to many things some consider unnatural in that voice.
Have you ever heard the story of Dark Plague? I'm just becoming JFK at this point. Have you ever heard the story of Dark Plagueis the Wise?
The dark side of the force is a pathway to many things some consider unnatural.
You just sound like the Burger King foot lettuce guy.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Welcome to Nonstop Debate, everybody. In case you haven't noticed, this is an off-topic episode.
Right.
In case you hadn't noticed, we have been non-stop debating for the past 5 minutes.
We've changed topics in the last minute at least 3 or 4 times.
Right.
That's how you know it's a good episode.
God.
For this episode, Dylan was like, I have no idea what to talk about. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go rant about 999 and bring on Noah, because he held me a hostage over Doki Doki Literature Club last time. So
yeah, since I had Joey on to talk Doki Doki, he's bringing Noah on to talk Zero Escape, which I know nothing about, because I haven't played, so this should be fun.
That's okay. We're going to probably spoil the first game for you, but that's not the most important game to spoil, because that game gets retconned to oblivion by the second and third game.
LOL.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to throw out real quick that the wonderful author who edits my books, I just accidentally got her hooked on the podcast today.
Hi, author!
She's never played or seen Danganronpa before, but I told her I had to record a podcast tonight. She's like, "You have a podcast?" And I sent her a picture of the playlist on the channel, and I was like, "Yeah, it's just about a video game and it's writing." And she's like, "I'm already listening to the first episode."
What an awesome person.
I know.
Yo, yeah.
So,
can we say her name? Because technically she's also an author.
AP Mobley. If you guys like fucking... I'll give her a shout out, dude. She's cool as shit. She's like one of my favorite people ever. But yeah, if you guys like Greek mythology and like young adult novels and shit, go fucking look her up. Her books are sick.
Yeah, man. I have no opinion because
you don't read.
I don't read. No, it's just that we grew up in high school.
Right. Sorry. You don't know how to read.
There.
That would be very problematic for... You almost got me in a really bad stutter right there where I was going to mush mouth really bad, but I caught myself. I was like, I'm going to bungle the fuck out of this next sentence.
If Jarrett was a robot, I would be the one who wrote his operating system.
No kidding.
I guess we could say it's lucky it even works.
He didn't even give me the courtesy of Windows 10, not even Windows 9. He's making me operate on Windows Vista.
You know that beta version of Linux? That's what Jared's running on.
No, hold on. I'm gonna send you the picture of what he's running on.
He's running on JavaScript.
Oh, God. But anyway.
This is it. This is the one he's running on. It's called Temple OS.
No.
Made by the fanatic Christian man.
Oh my goodness.
No, Dylan, you know what I'm running on?
Hmm.
Dark Basic.
Isn't that the game coding software we used in computer tech ed?
Yeah. That was primitive as fuck. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. Alright, well. What is the first Zero Escape game called? I forget.
It's called 999. 9 doors, 9...
Oh, right. 999. That's the first game, not the series name. That's right.
Yeah. It's, it wasn't like 9 hours?
9 persons, 9 doors.
9 doors. Got it.
Yeah.
I mean...
For those of you who don't know, this game is like pseudo Danganronpa, kinda.
If you ever wonder why Nagito section in Danganronpa 2 was the way it was a reference to Zero Escape.
Yeah, the escape room section in Danganronpa 2 is a reference to Zero Escape.
Yeah, the developers kind of like each other a lot.
Yeah.
They kissed and made a baby company together.
They kind of kiss just a little bit on the weekends, like every day.
Yeah, literally Nagito section is a reference to Zero Escape, and they literally lampooned Monokuma in the second game with fucking Zero the Third.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you like Danganronpa and you're looking for a similar and fun experience, Zero Escape.
Keep your expectations low for the first game, because oh my god, if you're a big writing guy buff like this, and especially like a science fiction guy like me, holy fuck. Oh my god.
Listen, dude, I know you're in a hurry.
Players probably don't care.
Listen, dude, I know you're in a hurry to find out who the final boss is and who the like big bad master villain is, but let me just take the next 6 seconds to explain Dry Ice to you. Please.
Exactly,
I beg of you.
6 seconds. It was more like 10 minutes.
I said 6 minutes.
So
while we're freezing to death.
Fun story about 999. The only reason I knew about it was because years ago, Mom took me to a GameStop and I looked at the used DS cart section. And I'm like, wow, this cart looks neat. It was complete random chance that I'd get that game if I didn't play it. But it was very, very fun.
Didn't they change the final puzzle?
For the Steam release, yeah.
Because I saw the final puzzle and it's like, oh, it's Sudoku.
I guess I should say up front, since we haven't really said too much about it yet, if you haven't played Zero Escape and you want to play Zero Escape, even if you don't care about the first game, they're probably going to spoil the shit out of it in this video, so you should probably peace out if you care at all.
We're going to spoil the first one. I have a strict no. When I find a story with a good, like, second, or, like, a good sequel story, especially 2, because, here's how I rate the 3 games. 999. I give it a 3 out of 10 in storytelling. The second game, 9 out of 10. The third game, 7 out of 10.
Dang.
So, if anything's above like a 5 out of 10 for me, I make it a habit not to spoil the shit out of it. I definitely won't spoil.
So yeah, this isn't going to be like the normal videos where we spoil the whole Danganronpa trilogy on the regular. This is just exclusively the first game.
Because it gets retconned to oblivion. That's why.
So, if you care at all, maybe you don't, maybe you're just here to listen to them shit on it or something, I don't know, but yeah.
Like, I was playing 2, and I was just like, holy shit, they retconned the fuck out of 1, and thank God. Joey was like, so that means 1's a good game. No.
If they're retconning it out of existence, that means they're ashamed of it.
That means 2's doing a good job retconning it. 1, that's not, you don't give praise for 1 for what 2 did.
Listen, just because 1 had growing pains of learning how to make a goddamn story doesn't mean it wasn't fun to play. I had a lot of fun.
I love the puzzles and stuff like that. That's like the most fun I had was during the puzzles and shit like that. But
for a casual player, that's the most important thing. For a series, however, for like in the series aspect.
Oh my god, dude, they fucking retconned the fuck out of this game. And I was just, and since I'm a very big story guy, right? Noah and Joey were like, you should just play 2. And I'm like, but 1 is so bad, though.
Yeah, it took a lot of effort to get him to actually continue the series, because he was just so upset.
I was so upset over 1. Like, there were sometimes, the game has a really big problem of having big, like how of our podcast, where we just sidetrack on some random off-topic bullshit that may or may not come up later.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, Alice, that was a red herring. That was a red herring for the entire fucking series. All Eyes, Alice.
Well,
She was,
maybe they actually did plan something, but then they realized they were being stupid.
I
they
do
were being
remember,
very
Jared. I remember when you were playing through this game, you sent me a message at like, I don't even remember. It was like 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, which at the time was very abnormal for you. And it literally just said, dude, this game cannot stay on topic if it, like, meant its fucking life. And I was like, Jesus, alright.
So anyway, did you guys hear about this cool new ingredient they found in South Africa?
oh my god. oh Lord, I'm so glad. I am so glad 2 is fucking so much better than 1. I mean, to give the credits to the credit, I like the villain of the first game. I do like Ace. I really do like Ace as the villain. He's pretty cool. Yeah.
Well,
even though in the English dub he was typecast as all hell, so I heard his voice. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you're the villain. But I feel like you're gonna go. But he's voiced by Raiden from Mortal Kombat, so I'm sitting here. I'm like, he's gonna go consult with the Elder Gods here.
Nice, dude.
I feel like we're kind of sucking at doing a podcast because we haven't actually really explained the game. Is that what are we doing here? What's our goal?
I was mainly I just wanted to rant about it, but if we want to go talk about the details about the game, so the game is basically you're trapped in a room, right, and you have to find a way to escape by unorthodox means.
I think the quickest and easiest way we could explain this is if Danganronpa is an anime visual novel excuse for you to do murder mysteries, the Zero Escape games are an anime visual novel excuse for you to do escape rooms.
Right. It's like playing Saw. It's like it's literally like Saw. It's literally like Saw.
Yeah. So it's very similar in that sense. It's just maybe you're not into murder mysteries, maybe you're into escape rooms. And there's lots of people out there that are into escape rooms too. So
I like the escape. I like the escape. Some of the escape rooms are cool as shit, man.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I think it was the first one I liked a lot, even though it was like basically the tutorial one, and even though this is the room is flooding, but there's like literally no time limit whatsoever.
They just have like a timer on the wall. It's like a speaker is just like the room is flooding, the water is to your knees, and then like 5 seconds later, it's like the room is flooding, the water is to your waist, and you're like, oh fuck. Even though there's like no water.
It's like if at the end of the end of Portal there was like the timer for GLaDOS to gas you, except every time it got like halfway done, it just went back to the full timer.
Yeah.
Until you progress.
Didn't help that the flooding animation in the first one was just literally an FMV of the room getting a bunch of water, but there was literally the water was not rising. It only rises once you left. So the whole concept is that there's this game uses a lot. The first game in particular uses a metric fuck ton of like holy fuck. It's literally because I like the I like the concept, but it's really like if you're not a big fan of math, you're not gonna like this, whatsoever.
Yeah,
So
they do give you a calculator.
It gives you a calculator in game, so that helps a lot.
Hold up, let me open my calculator app, boys.
I had to do that. You have to at some point.
You either write it down or you whip out that calculator.
Well, cause like I remember Joey showing me the kind of like math you had to do. Don't you have to like figure out like prime numbers and root numbers and shit? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also a point where you had to do some addition stuff with base 10.
Yeah.
I love the base 10 shit. I actually really like that stuff.
It was so cool.
Base 10 was the stuff that was in Nagito's escape room, right?
No.
Something similar.
Something similar, okay.
Yeah. You had to use a fucking decoder, but
LOL.
That was botched. Just somehow Joey got in his first try. I'm still mad at him.
Fucking asshole. Should I use this on the TV? No, wait, hold on.
Oh my god.
This puzzle, the harder one, that makes sense to me. I get that one.
Let's use the batteries on the TV for a solid 20 minutes straight while Noah and Jared lose their fucking mind.
I love it. It's a fucking, like, old school wall TV with, like, bunny ear antenna, and he's just like, nah, dude, this TV totally takes batteries, look.
Careful, Joey. Your fucking zoomer is showing.
Your fucking zoomer is showing.
That sounds somewhat lewd.
My favorite, I'll have to, like, put it in the description or something, but Noah, your fucking MS Paint drawing of Nagito, like, pressing the batteries up against the TV screen is, like, my favorite, is one of my favorite things that have ever come out of, like, our friendship and the channel and just everything in general in our group. It's, like, up there. It's in my top 3 is that fucking picture, because every time I see it, it just makes me laugh.
It's just a memoriam to the autism we experienced.
Oh my god.
It really is, dude.
But
It's
that's
like
on
erecting a fucking statue
Topic.
in the center of Major Ego's town of Salem.
What do you mean back on topic? This is an off topic.
This is an off topic, Jared. Come on, get with the program.
Oh, I like to stick with the theme here.
We are sticking with the thing. We're getting sidetracked every 5 minutes.
but anyway, I like the threat of death in this game compared to the other 2 games because
It kills
you don't. No, literally,
It
it fucking
actually does kill
explodes.
you.
It actually does kill you. It literally, the ninth man, which we I forgot his name because retcon to oblivion, but
He didn't even really give his name in the thing. You had to figure it out later.
yeah, but the
He
ninth
just
man,
called the ninth man.
he was just called the ninth man because he had that number 9 bracelet. He was about ready to like escape, and he was gonna be like the only one through the portal, and then he was just like, what is it like? Did he have like 90 seconds before the bomb inside his stomach blew up?
Yeah, he had to complete the he failed the Arstotzka Papers, Please checkpoint.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, he went through the door by himself when he should have what, Akane and Santa.
One of those.
Yeah,
One of
yeah.
the boys.
Well, no, he had to, because of the story. He had to have Akane and Santa.
Yeah, I just didn't remember the numbers or who it was specifically. I thought
Yeah.
I thought it might have been Ace.
Yeah. No, because he needed to go through like what was the first door that he go through? Was like the number
I think it was 6.
the 6th door. Yeah.
Ironically, I don't remember who was going through that first door, but I remember the first room had 6 and 5.
Yeah. Well, there was a bunch of like different combinations that you could go through the 6 and 5s. Well, there was a 4,
Yeah.
5, and 6 door, right?
I think the first one just had 2 splits. Oh no! You
Yeah,
only
yeah.
split into 2.
Yeah, you
But
only
there were
split-
3 possibilities because the first guy died.
Yeah. Because
Right.
he goes through the 6th door by himself, and then this game has some pretty phenomenal voice acting. This guy sounded like he was actually going to die. He was on screen for a good like 10 minutes, and his voice actor fucking killed it. And then he blows up, and that was not a good sight.
Yeah, the game's gore descriptions are pretty good.
Yeah.
It doesn't exactly show everything,
Mhm.
especially the first game, but it does happen and it does describe it a bit.
Yeah.
So that's always fun.
I really like Junpei as protagonist, even though he
I did too.
He gets retconned so hard though.
No, I think he just goes through his edgy phase.
He goes
I
from
mean, he was like a teenager. He did grow, right?
Yeah, he
maybe
did
not a teenager, but
Yeah, he went from being what 17 to 20, and from 17 he went from being "Wake Me Up When September Ends" to fucking 20 years old, "Crawl" by Linkin Park.
I mean, to be fair to him, he went
To
from
be-
being a college student to
Yeah,
whatever the fuck that threw him into.
yeah, he became a
Not
homicide
only-
detective.
Yeah, not only that
detective.
experience, but all of those experiences from the detective agency.
Can I also say in the third game, Akane was literally like, I would never do anything to hurt Junpei in the first game. I literally flashed back to the first game. I'm like, Akane, you killed Junpei so many times in the fucking alternative timelines. It's not even funny.
Yeah, but this one, no, that's not even true because putting him in that game is still,
Yeah.
fucked. So anyway, Akane is the main antagonist.
Yeah, Akane is the antagonist, and you cannot convince me. Everyone who says Akane's best girl, you are fucking smoking some shit. Clover's clearly best girl, and I don't know why people are like, why do you like Clover? Clover's a serial killer. Yeah, because she fucking. I would go mad if my brother died. I would probably go mad and be like, yo, I'm just gonna start killing people and get their braces and get the fuck out of here, man.
Can't
Sounds
even
like-
blame her for the
I
stress
can't.
that-
Yeah, no kidding. You're in a life and death situation. People, you don't know who you can trust, and people are backstabbing one another left and right near the end of every single possible timeline. And you're literally just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna collect bracelets and shit. I
She's
still,
her friendship bracelets.
yeah, I still don't get the yellow. I don't get the submarine ending. Like who stabbed Junpei in the back?
I think it's supposed to be Akane.
Because Joey says it's Ace. I think it's some other like 10th person entity. Like I think it might have been Snake.
So the reason I think it's Akane is because she knew the timeline was failed and she needed to get everything to reset.
Oh, that just makes Akane even a bigger dickbag.
Oh, okay, no, it is Ace. Ace
It
fakes
is
his death is confirmed to be the culprit.
Okay. Because it never elaborates. Because you saw Ace dead along with Seven and Lotus.
Yeah.
So yeah, so if it is Ace, that kind of makes sense if it's got confirmed by it. Then it makes kind of sense because Ace is the villain. Well, in quotation marks. Ace is the villain being captured by the villain of this game to be killed off, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole point of this first game is to send, what? Junpei's consciousness back in time to help Akane?
Kind of create a link through time.
Kind of create a link through time. But then it makes no sense because then those events had to happen in order for Akane to be in the situation in the first place. Already. So,
See, not only do I think it's cool, I think that kind of paradox can make sense. A self-fulfilling paradox.
Right, but it's just that I hate using if you using paradoxes as a story. I hate when people do that because it just throws into like loops. So like, but what if it doesn't work like that though? Like like.
I think you just kind of have to accept that's the way it works in the universe for the paradox they're going for.
Yeah, I guess, but then you have the second and third game, which retcons it to oblivion. When you could just send your own consciousness back in time.
The thing is, Junpei can do both. He can link, and then because of... They did definitely retcon it, but I guess they built on it to say that not only can he do that, now with, like, learning more, he can do both.
Right.
But, like, yeah. They had to do some patchwork.
They had to do a lot of patchwork, let's be frank.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Because it was not going to work for the second game. That was not going to work for the second. But the second game was like fucking brilliant though, because that's actual physics. They're actually talking about actual physics, not magic mumbo jumbo in the first game.
You don't know, man. Maybe, you know? We just haven't unlocked it yet.
Because I'm a big fan of psionic theory though, but it's just that the way how their psionic theory works, it just doesn't like apply like aptly. In the first game, you have to have like a transmitter and a receiver.
Well, I think that concept is somewhat based on another concept.
Right.
That is something thought about.
It's like the universal like mindset. It was the picture with the dog, right? Everyone thought it was the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when people started thinking he was a dog, everyone started seeing it as a dog, even though they never seen the picture. And I think that's the way how they describe it.
People trace the theory back as well with stuff like ancestry knowledge, how like a born animal or a born person will have fears and things intrinsic to their survival. Stuff like that, kind of like a telepathic wavelength of information. Oh, I could definitely see that.
I call that survival instinct. But that doesn't work. It works for animals, but humans are not born with a fear. We are not born with that like survival instinct fear. You know that, right? We're not. We have to be raised from birth to be able to feel fear.
I think so.
Right? We have to experience pain and fear first before we can actually fear and pain. We're not like a deer who can immediately just like start walking within like a couple seconds because life or death depends on that. After birth.
I'm pretty sure there's some animals and things that you just do fear.
Right. Deers have that. Deers
even humans.
Right.
I think I've seen babies like experience stuff like that. I don't know.
Right.
But even it happening to deer or like bunnies. Yeah. Something. I don't remember what animal. But there was a study where they would shine I don't know if it was a model or a shadow or what, of different birds, and the animal would not be scared. It wouldn't care. I think it might have been chickens, but if it was a hawk specifically, or one specific bird that is definitely the predator in their area, it intrinsically knew to fear that shape and that shadow or whatever.
Right. That's survival.
Astounding.
Yeah, that's survival instinct. So through generations.
That's so crazy how that can pass on, though. That
really
one
is.
specific bird causes the fear. That's just imagining stuff like that, translating and even going further into like a ethereal net of information between people,
right?
Isn't too much of a stretch in my mind. So all of it kind of worked for me.
But then it's the way how they present it though was like the transmitter and receivers. Weren't there like a 9-hour gap or some shit like that between them, from the transmitters doing the puzzles first and the receivers getting knowledge second?
I don't remember. I don't remember that.
It's really weird because there was 2 separate facilities. The one in the Nevada desert and the one in the cruise liner, right? Both of them were the same scenario. And my biggest thing from that was like, well, they're getting answers from the transmitters to the receivers. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, isn't it just that they're just figuring out the puzzles by themselves as well?
No, the thing is that the receivers did not have any of the answers. Like, there was nothing to guide them to an answer. Their version of the ship completely removed anything that would guide them to an answer. They had to use their telepathic ability to get the answer.
But if
There was no, say, the plates that gave you the base 10 numbers. There was none of that. They had to just get the answer.
So they basically just were locked in a room with the safe, and they had to just get the answer from the safe.
From
Because that was my biggest thing from there, because when I read it, I'm like, they're solving the exact same puzzles, and I'm like, this is solving
It's set up
nothing.
the exact same way, except without any of the answers or the tools to, like, solve a puzzle. It's just the room and where you put the solution, as far as I remember.
But also, there's also a paradox where, like, the kids had to die, right? Akane had to die for Seven to be there, right?
In
the
one
past.
timeline, at least.
In one timeline, at least. In the past, in the current timeline that they're alive right now. Oh, God. Because, I'm not going to say this up, but 3 brings up a point, and they're not going to use that only for that plot point. That
True.
3, yeah. So, because it wasn't introduced in 1, it was introduced in 3. So,
Yeah.
no. It can't be like what it's going to, it's not going to apply in 1. But, because there's only one of that in existence. But, this is my biggest problem with the story. Like, Akane has to be dead in this timeline for the article to make sense and 7 to be there, right?
No, wasn't 7 there anyway? Just investigating it in general?
Yeah, but he remembers in perfect, vivid detail of Akane being incinerated.
Because he's accessing other timelines. At the same time, he's kind of like conflicting, remembering, like, well, he remembers seeing it happen in one timeline, but I think it's even boosted because of the amnesia he's experiencing.
I don't think he's a receiver though. I think he's just there based on coincidence. Well, no, he's not there based on coincidence. Everyone there is a person significant to the story. Akane and Santa are both the receiver transmitters. Clover and Snake are the transmitters. Ace is the guy who kidnapped everyone. Ninth Man is also there. Junpei has to be there to save Akane. And Akane, who am I missing? No, I've got everyone, right? That's all 9.
Lotus.
Lotus is the mom of the
2
kids who went missing, right?
Yep, I think so.
Yeah,
But
so
I think there's 2 things that you kind of have to afford to the story, and that one, you can't expect them. They're still like testing a theory. You can't expect them to have the knowledge perfect.
right.
And 2, I kind of took it as they're more honed in on being a receiver or a transmitter. But like same with like Junpei, he's kind of receiving Akane's pleas and hearing her as well as transmitting it back. So I think it's more like either what is it? word? Yeah, I can't think of a fucking word, but like an invisible signal
Right.
globally, or
Going back in time to a different consciousness to a person who should be dead.
yeah, I don't know.
Who should be dead, and Akane is alive in the timeline. Akane has to be dead and alive at the same time. Paradox.
It's Schrodinger's villain, you know.
It really is be Schrodinger's villain. Like, holy fuck.
She does like disappear throughout the game, doesn't she?
Yeah,
because
if you fail, if you're not on the right timeline, she does start disappearing. She starts saying she's hot, and then she just flats out disappears in one of the more extended timelines when you get Ace. And
yeah.
Ace,
Also, wasn't some of their reactions that Akane was like also never there at some points?
not that I remember off the top of my head. No.
Wow, I just remembered better. Because I feel like at some point they were like,
I remember Zero talking to Junpei directly during the second long class when Snake dies.
yeah,
Where he was basically like Akane disappeared, and then he was like, "Where's Akane? What have you done with Akane?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm sorry, I have failed this timeline. I have failed. I have lost." And then I think Akane disappears as Zero disappears in that moment. Or it could have been Santa speaking directly to Junpei at that moment, because technically
True.
Santa and Akane are both Zero.
yeah, I had to work together.
For this plan to work.
Mhm.
Santa's still a dick, though, for holding a loaded gun to Akane's head, though. Fucking, but no, it's just, it really is Schrodinger's villain, but I have a very big problem with that, because they had to do a lot of sidetracking to make that story work. It doesn't flow organically at all.
Yeah.
And there was a shit ton of red herrings, like, the whole Ice 9 and Alice thing, all Ice 9, that was set up and never elaborated on. I fucking hate it.
Yeah, I really think they just completely dropped that plot point in favor of
Quantum physics.
the debate for the second game.
Yeah, it's
Looks like that.
Yeah, quantum physics. But I do the second game at least is like a lot more focused than the first game, but the first game is just all over the fucking place. Like, holy fuck. I was tolerable because the first one I experienced is the one with the door.
Yeah.
With the like the painting. And then that led organically to a conversation. The next off-topic one is we're literally freezing to death in a freezer. Let's talk about Ice 9 for a solid 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh my god, there's a time and place for everything. Not
Fucking
when we're dying. Like, holy fuck, especially Santa. Like, Santa's not dressed for this. Santa's literally like a t-shirt and fucking arm warmers. He's literally not dressed for the occasion. He's going to die. We need to get out of here. That's why I said the second game, it was a lot more organically flowed in, because they knew when there was a time and place to talk about their shit. And it was definitely not the points where the villain was doing his big thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Damn, you want a fun fact? The planner director and scenario writer of 999 and Poetry's Last Reward was the 3D modeler for Pepsiman back in 1999. I was looking to see what other games they made and how much how experienced he was in writing. He actually has quite a few games under his belt, so I don't know why this game feels so off.
So what you're saying is this man created an absolute fucking legend.
Yes.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
he did. He created an absolute fucking legend, and also has one of the worst entries to one of the more interesting series ever.
Pepsiman could kill Chuck Norris in a
Well,
fight. Changed my mind.
He did all of the Zero games.
Well, I know, but like his
Directly
first
related.
game was rough, man. That game was rough. In
Yeah.
storytelling department, the gameplay was fine. I really liked the puzzle escape rooms and stuff like that. And I do like how they toned back a little bit of the math, because I love math, but even then I was getting like this first game is getting pretentious with this math, dude. I love doing math puzzles, but this game was getting pretentious, man. I think like the only problem I actually ever had afterwards was the cube room in the second game, but let's not talk about the cube room of the second game. Especially the dice one. But but no, it's just that I don't like that there's red herrings, especially when they're never elaborated upon again. Especially when those red herrings are not brought up in the second or third game at all. They're brought up in the second game for the all ice thing, but it's just to confirm that it was like, yeah, it was bullshit. It was a red herring.
Yeah.
The entire.
They just basically said, "Lol, never mind."
Well, never mind.
So, I'm reading on the wiki right now about the development of the game because I really do want to understand where it came from and like why it is wonky.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of feels like, have either of you or both of you seen the actual original series of Evangelion?
I hear. Okay, this is gonna sound really weird. I've not seen Evangelion, even though I'm a big like mecha fan.
That's fine. It happens. I really enjoyed it, but basically, somewhere along the way, the writer really started getting into psychology and that kind of thing, and the inner self, and you can see that bleed through into the work, as it starts dripping away from mech battles and more exploring the self,
Right.
and the tortured mindset of the main character and stuff.
I
And I
figured
think,
that.
and reading this line here, the inspiration for the story was the question: where do mankind's inspirations come from? He researched it, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He found the theories about morphogenetic fields. It seems kind of similar, where he has experience of the past of making games, but apparently this time he wanted to make he really enjoyed the browser escape room games, which I did too, so that's kind of fun. But he wanted to make puzzles integrated with a visual novel. He wanted to make kind of in between. So between balancing that, I guess, and researching an entirely new topic and trying to put that into the game, I guess it kind of just became a little bit of a mess for the first one.
Yeah, because I say he perfected it in the second game. Because holy shit, does the second game fucking rock in terms of story, lore,
Oh yeah.
the twist. Oh my god, that twist fucking like knocked me in the dick, man.
Oh shit! Okay, hold on. Among scrapped story elements were the use of hands as a major part of the story. In the final stages of production, the higher-ups did not accept this, forcing him to rewrite the story.
Oh, so he had to rewrite the entire story during the fight. That makes
I fucking
sense.
hate companies, dude. Why, just let him fucking do his thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's why it was a little fucky, because he had to rewrite it. What the hell?
Yeah.
And the final stages of production, he had to
Yeah.
rewrite it. Okay. Well, that's
Because palm reading is a very serious thing. You can actually tell someone's like history through their palms.
really cool.
Like
I don't know
yeah,
how real it is.
yeah. So I had a palm reader who literally looked at my left hand and like, you used to play guitar. I'm like, I haven't touched guitar in 7 years. Because my
To
fingers.
be fair, you probably still could see that from your hand, even not being a palm reader.
Yeah. Well, no, because if I show you a picture of my left hand, it's like all smooth and stuff like that. But if you touch like the tip of my fingers, they're on my left hand specifically, they're very, very hard compared to my right hand, which are very, very soft. That's how she was able to deduce that I used to play guitar when I was in middle school.
All right, new off-topic episode for the future, talking about things like palm readings and how the kernels of truth that are within them, how true they are.
Yeah. I only had the one experience on that was several years ago, so.
Yeah. Yo, we could
But,
also talk about fucking ghosts and shit.
Yo, dude.
Yeah, that's more Dylan's alley. Whereas this is more like this series was more my alley because it started becoming more sci-fi, less like psychic bullshit and very like botched psychics, in my opinion. Because the transmitter receiver thing, you cannot convince me that's not very good psychic storytelling. It's
I
literally
suppose it's not psychic storytelling at all, really.
yeah, but they're literally psychics though. Because that's
Maybe
what
that's like a
psychics do.
mistranslation.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Which is
this
fair.
theory is a real pseudoscience theory,
Right.
so it's not necessarily the psychic mumbo jumbo.
Right. It's just that I was just rolling my eyes super hard during the ending.
Fair. Man,
It's
especially
just-
because you got that shitty version of the puzzle. And it doesn't even look cool. Oh my god, it doesn't even look cool.
I solved it in like 3 seconds. Put all the numbers on the
Hold on, look at
screen.
the end.
So I'll put all the numbers on the screen. What is the password? 9. Because everything has to revolve around 9 in this game, so I just put in the number 9, and then that was it.
Haha, XD.
XD.
But I'm gonna send this image as well in that chat. That's like once again, that's what it looked like, and like
In the DS version?
it looks so cool. Yeah, look at that. Like you actually got to see the two timelines and like the connection on each screen. Oh my god. Such a shame to lose out on that.
Right.
And especially the puzzle was changed. And I guess with what I was talking about earlier, where like she wouldn't have the ability to solve it at all.
It's Sudoku.
I wonder if all of those blocks were blank. Like it was just like filled in blocks. She actually couldn't see any of the answers or anything.
Well, we'll never know on that part because I literally am like, I can solve this. It's not that hard. Sudoku.
Well, yeah, because you got the actual answer version. Answerable version, I guess.
Well, I guess.
It's garbage.
I guess like I can make the argument that Akane is like what 11 in the scene, so she doesn't.
Yeah.
She probably doesn't know what this is and doesn't know how to play Sudoku.
Fucking
So
shame.
we can make that argument as well, but
Yeah.
to me that's where I'm just like that makes no sense. I like it in like the PC version where it's implied that like the only thing that's on Junpei's screen is literally all he sees. Like that his Junpei screen is literally all you can see. So that can make more sense. It's more like a tile puzzle. So where you can sit there, all these tiles are all like the same shape. So you have to guide Akane to the right answer or stuff like that. That one's literally Sudoku, and it's implying that Akane's also seeing the exact same thing. So
Yeah.
but it's just that Akane's a villain. You can't. If people. I still stand firm. Akane's one of the major villains of this game. She's actually a very despicable person if you think about it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is very funny in the third game where she's like treated like this.
She's like an anti-hero, and what's that other word?
She's an antagonist, that's for sure.
Well, or she's like kind of like righteous,
Self-righteous.
but like, where it's like she's not just evil, she's like fucking like lawful evil, you know? Like
Yeah.
she's doing it because it's a sense of good. She's like fucking punished goddamn snake.
Right.
I don't know. I can't think of the word. Words are hard.
She's lawful evil, then Zero the second is definitely chaotic evil.
Definitely.
Definitely. That fucking snail, man. I'm
No, we
sorry.
can't get into this.
We can't get into the goddamn snail, man. We'll be here for another 3 hours and what it hypothetically means. And but yeah, that's what I really do like how the first game gets retconned though, because I really like the puzzles in the first game. I really like a lot of the characters in the first game, like Ace. I like as a villain. I like Clover. I didn't like Clover in the second game. I like Clover in the first game, but I'm pretty sure it's just because in the second game she's always goddamn smiling. And it's like the uncanny valley effect where it's just sit there like someone's brutally murdered. I'm smiling.
Hehe, XD.
XD. Yeah.
Yeah, I really did like all the characters in the first game, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. The ninth man, throwaway character, he's pretty good, or he's pretty fun. I still say, Dylan, you should still play 9 the Nonary games. You're gonna have like the same problems in the first game. You're gonna be like, this is fucking ridiculous how they tell their story. Because there's just a lot of sidetracking. Like the only time where they got like sidetracked and I was very interested was this shit with 7. Like his entire past.
Yeah, that's a good sidetrack though.
Yeah, that's a very good way how to segue sidetrack, especially with an amnesiac character.
Yeah.
Well, it
It's
sounds
just
like it's still relevant to the main plot of the story.
Oh yeah, it is. He's one of the cops who saw.
I mean, technically,
Akane.
all the sidetracks are, but
Well, I don't know. The discussion on dry ice sounded pretty fucking pointless.
Yeah, it was pointless.
they tried to make a plot point about that. I don't know. I don't know what their goal was.
Hey, remember when we talked about dry ice for 6 minutes and you're like, no, no, I
We're
don't.
doing it again.
Which is funny because they bring it up again at the very last end of the puzzle, where they're talking about Alice and Dry Ice in general, where like Ace is like, I have this coffin. It's the only coffin in existence.
Is it made out of dry ice? I mean, like...
No, Alice is in there, made out of dry ice. Opens up the door. Holy shit, the coffin is gone.
Wow.
Christ.
Yeah. But no, the second game is definitely worth it. If you can struggle through the first game, the second game is totally worth it. Oh my god, is the second game so fucking worth it. Not only do I like Sigma a lot more than Junpei, and Sigma doesn't...
balls.
Dude, he's got that Sigma grind set now.
I can't hear the Sigma without thinking of the Sigma fucking shitty jokes, okay? It's plagued me.
Dude, but at least Sigma actually has the Sigma grind set. Like, holy fuck,
Yeah.
Sigma's a fucking boss.
Yeah. Dylan, what say ye? You've been pretty quiet. You should probably get some words in.
I don't fucking know what to say, my man. I haven't played this game.
Anything. About anything kind of relevant. You want to talk about ice?
We were just talking about the ice.
You know, sometimes I like to chew ice, you know? Like, I mean...
Oh, you know, right. Get that good crunch in there.
If I had ice right now, I would have done it.
I'm gonna say this right now. Why the fuck? This is a little bit of a spoiler for the second game, which is not really a spoiler, but why the fuck was Alice dressed like that at the end of the first game? Why the fuck?
Egyptian clothing, I don't know.
I don't know. Why the fuck is Alice dressed like that?
Egyptians do dress like that.
Why the fuck Alice dresses the way she does in the second game, though, too? Like, holy fuck.
Don't know about that one. That one I can't excuse. Maybe she just, you know, wants to fly her freak flag and be a sex machine.
I don't know why, but Alice and Clover became like fucking strippers by the second game. Like, holy shit.
Yo, hold up. Where can I play this game?
No, okay, so if you go on Steam...
It's like $40 for the first two. I think it's like $40 for the entire trilogy, actually.
999 strippers. Oh, there it is, right there.
Zero Escape.
No, I'm looking for the stripper edition.
Do I gotta find some fucking hentai of Clover or Clover and Alice, rather?
I mean,
God.
Yeah, Dylan. The first two games are bundled together, which is $30, and this the third game's like $20.
Pretty sure I have the bundle that has all three.
Right?
Then why haven't you played it?
Well, because I think the original plan was that Jer and I were going to play it on the channel together, but he went ahead and played it before me because I was busy, and he ended up just going through the whole first game, and he was like, God, this game fucking sucks, it just makes me so mad, and he just tugged on his dick until he ripped it off and had to go to the hospital just out of sheer anger, and then he was just like, I'm never fucking touching this game series again, Joey was an idiot, I'm never taking game suggestions from Joey again, and then like 2 weeks later, he was just like, oh yeah, play the second one, it's much better, and I was like, alright.
Okay, buddy.
You don't understand, Dylan. The fucking jump from the first game to the second game is so fucking massive. And I was like, holy shit. Is this the same team? Like, holy fuck. Like, the second game is so much better. It's literally a Devil May Cry 2, Devil May Cry 3 scenario.
Gross, like, dude. Yeah. Never fucking mention Devil May Cry 2 to me again.
Alright, I'm uploading the Let's Play to your channel of Devil May Cry 2.
That'd be fun. Just do a Devil May Cry 2 playthrough and just make fun of it as we go. That'd be kind of fun, actually.
When I played through Devil May Cry 2, I just used the guns and I just kept using Devil Trigger. Now it's just like,
I literally, the second I realized I could just cartwheel, I never ran anywhere again.
Well, the title of my video series is gonna be Devil May Cry 2, but I can only use the guns.
Dude, that's a legit strat because the guns are the most powerful thing in the game.
Yeah, it's a play off of those like funny challenge videos, except that's that's actually how you can do it.
It just makes it super easy instead.
Devil May Cry 2, but you only use the swords.
Devil May Cry 2, except I'm not playing Devil May Cry 2, I'm playing Devil May Cry 3. And then you click on it and we're playing Devil May Cry 5.
Let's get even more stupid. Devil May Cry 2, but I'm not playing Devil May Cry 2, and it's just Devil May Cry and Gary's mod or something.
Yeah. You're just like replaying through entire like Gary's Mod level remakes of Devil May Cry 2 levels. The fucking boss spawns, but instead of like the demon, it's like some dragon NPC from Skyrim, and you just fizz gun him up into the stratosphere.
You just like smack him around a little bit, hear that like that usual physics sound.
I will say though, the Zero Time Dilemma fucking poster, that is some serious Saw level like shit.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the image they use for Zero Time Dilemma on the store page, like holy shit, that is Saw as fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably play it at some point. I just, the interest has died down a bit now that I know a little more about the game.
Right.
What was the what's the thing that they came out with from Teams? There was a few games they came out with. World's End Club.
Oh.
Have you guys done anything with that? There was also that.
No, but
video
when it was shown off on one of the Nintendo Indie Direct things, I was like,
Ends with You?
No, this is like a detective club thing. It's called like World's End Detective Club or something kind of like that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I remember that. I remember it looked really interesting. It's one of those games that I saw, and I was like, oh shit, I need to keep an eye out for that. That sounds really cool. And then I forgot all about it. I think it's out for the Switch now, so I could probably pick it up and play it, but...
No, stuff like that would be fun on the channel. There was also,
Yeah, I didn't realize that Spike Chunsoft was the people who published the Steins Gate visual novels.
Yeah.
Spike Chunsoft has done a lot of shit besides fucking Danganronpa.
There was also like this full motion video thing that they did. I think.
Speaking of, whatever happened to that fucking baseball game that they were making after V3? Did that ever come out?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
There was like a it's like the same team that made Danganronpa V3. Maybe it's not Spike Chunsoft specifically, but it was like it was like the same team that made Danganronpa. They were like, after V3, their next project was like this baseball looking game. I don't remember what it's called.
Tribe 9?
What is it?
Tribe 9.
Tribe 9, yeah, I think that's it. Whatever happened to that game? Did that game come out? I remember watching the trailer at work when the trailer first released some odd years ago, and I was like, oh, it looks cool. Wish it was Danganronpa, but I'll give it a try. And then I never heard anything about it again.
Oh, that's it. Death Come True.
Death Come True,
Yeah.
huh?
It was an FMV game.
Huh.
From the makers of Danganronpa.
And there's no official release date as of now, but an official reveal trailer has been released on YouTube.
Alright.
Oh.
That was like 2 years ago, I think. But alright.
Yo, why is there fucking a Smash Brothers Brawl video playing in this fucking website? What the hell?
We also tried this one.
Death
I don't know.
Come True.
FMVs are cool to me.
Could be interesting. Also, Jerry, you know what we never did? Korakiyo's Epic Quest for Pussy.
We still need to do that.
Yeah, we need to do that. We were going to do that for an off-topic some time ago when the group found that. Jared and I purposely avoided it so that we could play it for an off-topic. And
the memories have come flooding back about it.
Did.
Oh, God. We definitely should do that.
We definitely should do that.
ASAP.
God. Maybe not even on the podcast. Maybe we'll just do like a separate video on the channel for it.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, sometime in the future.
Right. What time are we at, Dylan?
We're at 54 minutes. So, I mean, unless you guys had more points you wanted to touch on, we could probably just wrap.
Right. I don't think I have any more points to touch on. Mainly because I don't want to, like, spoil the second or third game for this podcast, because I'll spoil the fuck out of the first game, but I absolutely will not spoil the...
Give us, like, some final, like, wrap-up thoughts on the first game.
The puzzles
for
are
anyone
good.
who's listened this far.
The puzzles are good. The characters are good. The story, absolute dog. But, And as a story guy, it really drops down to like a 3 out of 10 game for me. Even if the puzzles are good, even if I do like the voice acting of the characters. But I really like Santa. I really like Junpei. I absolutely love Seven. Seven is my favorite character in the fucking first game. Mainly because that guy's a fucking G, dude. But the story itself, not really a contender for like one of the better stories I've seen. It does segue a little bit better to the second game with like the whole cast and shit like that. But the first game is definitely a hurdle that you have to go through if you're a big storytime person, because the paradoxes themselves, if it was like what it did to me, I really hate paradoxes, and it really like turned me off to the whole concept, so I don't really like that. I am just so thankful that it got retconned later into the game.
As for me, I don't think, despite the issues, I don't think the story is as dog shit as Jay is saying. And I overall extremely enjoyed the game. It kind of, as well as a bit of a nostalgia, kind of brought me more towards the weeb shit for games as well, and that appreciation. Obviously it has issues, but as a casual player for the first time, and even looking back now, I still pretty enjoyed it overall. I think It's definitely worth a play, even just the first one.
What you see here, no, I'm not blinded by nostalgia like you are.
Yeah, you're blinded by fucking autism and rage.
Rage, yes.
Oh shit, he got you. Damn.
Me and Dustin, we're just a universal punching.
I wouldn't even say Dustin's a punching bag as much as he is just a meme. He's literally just a living, breathing meme, and he's not only become, like, a meme on the channel, but he's just a meme in person. in existence.
I'm still waiting for him to do the Jacko pose.
Just look at the progression of Dustin videos, my dudes. He was the sole, like, theme of the first Dustin video, and then the second one that we recorded the other night, we refused to vote for anyone who drew Dustin because we were sick of the meme. He's literally lived and died a meme's life cycle.
Very true.
I don't know, having him show up in a Nazi rally was my favorite.
That's still one of my favorite bits. That one's pretty good. This isn't a Walgreens. God.
But yeah.
Just wait until tomorrow, boys. The night after we record this. Oof. We got a spicy video coming for you guys. If you're into the stuff that's not the podcast, anyway.
Yeah, fuck that shit. Who needs that shit?
Dang, true, dude.
Which reminds me, I should probably do an editing of our Candyland playthrough.
No, Candyland.
Yo, Candyland, though.
Or should I just skip it till they go to the secret Hitler or fucking
No, it has to be included.
Has to be included, too.
At least some portion of it has to be included.
Just make it like a funny moments montage type thing.
Yeah, well, we're not going to get to the point where Dustin absolutely betrays me when we played Secret Hitler.
Wouldn't it be funny? You know?
Wouldn't it be funny? I'm going to hate that. I'm going to hate editing that. You know that, right?
Hey, you're the one who offered to record it. Which means you're the one who's got to make it now.
God, I hate that.
Well, you know, it would be funny.
You know what, Dylan? I swear to God. I know where you live. I have a gun.
Yeah, well, I know where you live, and I can move without telling you.
Excuse me real quick. I'm gonna go knock on Dylan's door fast.
Oh.
If you guys hear a gunshot before I can stop the recording, well then, you know. God. Good night, everybody.